Hello, my name is Linus. I have Asperger syndrome, and I want to talk about a topic today that I can't quite put my finger on what to name. It, this video obviously has a name, but I am not quite sure what the topic is about. So I'm just gonna explain how I came up with the topic, and then I'll talk about it, and then you'll listen. Or you'll listen before you know what I mean. So lately, I made a video back in the day where I talked about hats and fedoras. And then all of a sudden, at one certain date, I started getting a lot of hate on it. And I'm assuming it's because it got posted on some forum, and nowadays it's cool to hate on people with fedoras. And people are like, oh my god, he's such a whatever word you use to describe negative aspects of a person just because of their appearance. And I don't really care about those comments because, I don't give a shit what people think. However, I want to talk about one of the comments I got. The latest comments I got was something like, fedora and neckbeard detected, I smell a beta, or something like that. I'm really bad with quotes. Point is, this is a thing on the internet, in case you didn't know, in case you haven't noticed this, that it's kind of like a meme where people point out something and then say that that person in that picture, whatever, is a beta. Like someone does something meek and they're like, oh, I smell a beta, because beta, as in, alpha male and beta male, is somehow implying that being beta is wrong or bad. And I wanted to talk about that in relation to Asperger's. But first of all, here's a history lesson about what beta means, in case you're confused. The alpha and beta concept comes from packs of wolves and other packs of animals that live in packs, just like humans do. We're basically animals and we live in packs. The reason why societies normally don't work very well is because they're too big and the pack is confused. Because the concept is that you need an alpha so that all the betas can follow. And that's basically how, any kind of social interaction works. That's why there's, politicians. That's why we look up to movie stars. That's why jocks in school are popular. Even though they're assholes, the betas follow them because betas follow and alphas lead. And that's just how it works. Generally speaking, of course, there's, people who are neither and so on. But it got me thinking, because someone called me a beta, and I am not a beta, but I wouldn't react in an offended way, because I don't care if someone thinks I'm beta. And that's kind of the point of... Okay, let me put it this way. That guy felt the need to point out to others, like, look at that person, he's weaker than me. That makes him horribly insecure. And that's kind of the opposite of an alpha, if you ask me. If you have to prove yourself to others all the time, you're not really an alpha, you're kind of a bitch. And if I try to answer his comments or make a video like this, I'm kind of trying to show myself better than him and therefore making me a bitch. But here's the thing about people with Asperger's. We normally don't care what people think about us. Yes, I want to dress nice. I don't want my hair to look stupid when I go out, which is difficult because it always looks stupid. I worry about people's opinions just as much as anyone, but I don't really give a shit about it as much as other people, because I'm just too logical about it. And I'm pretty sure that that's how most Aspies are. Well, point with that, this is a long rant to get to one conclusion. Point is that in nature, or in high school or workplaces or whatever, where people are, the alphas basically thrive on making fun of the people who are weaker than them. That's how they show that they have power. They show that they are strong by showing that they can beat other people. And if other people are betas, that's good. They might have to fight against other alphas, but point is that they have to beat someone to prove to everyone that they're strong and so on. I don't have any feelings like that. I don't have any need to prove myself. I don't care if people think I'm lame or whatever. I don't. If someone walks up to me in a bar and they're drunk and they're like, "Oh, looking at my girlfriend," I just go no and leave, because I don't care. I'm not there to fight. I don't give a shit about these fucking mortal problems that these people have. They're not of my concern. I'm bigger than that, and not because I think I'm better than them, but because I don't really give a shit about them. And that is not alpha, but it's not beta either, because beta would be being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir," and kind of like following. So what am I then? Katarina, my girlfriend, keeps saying that I'm an omega, and so on, but I don't know if you can classify Aspies simply because of the reason that they don't follow social norms as, per definition. We are ourselves because we act weird and awkward. Therefore, we're not really part of the social equation, and we can't really be judged in the terms of alpha and beta and so on. Possibly. However, I wanted to make the video about why Aspies are bullied, but I didn't really know if Aspies are bullied more than others. I can't really tell. Like, I know Aspies go through a lot of crap from other people, but I can't really tell if, in general, Aspies are bullied in school. But here's my logic, and whilst it might not be correct, this is a train of thought that I had. Aspies act socially awkward from the start. We don't notice that until we, it takes a while. It takes some practice. It takes some getting used to. You have to learn how to act in public and so on. Which means that in the beginning... Okay, I thought my video stopped recording. Okay. In the beginning of our lives, we act socially awkward. It's just a thing that happens. We can't help it. If you act socially awkward, alphas will target you and try to bring you down, because that's what alphas do. They will target you as if you were a target, even if you're not. Even if you're not acting meek and shy at all, you're in reality, you just don't want to talk to people, which is different from being shy. People keep saying I'm shy, but I'm not. I just don't want to talk to people. There's a difference, right? Being shy means that you're afraid of it or that you can't, but not wanting to just means that you'd rather be over there. You can be a strong person, but be by yourself. Point is, the alphas will find your traits pickable, and they will pick on you, and you will become a bully victim, basically. And because of the fact that betas follow the alphas, when the bullies start bullying you, the other kids in school start bullying you too, because they just follow the alpha. And that's just kind of how, packs work. But I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if other Aspies got bullied just like I did. And I mean, people who don't have Asperger get bullied. But the interesting thing is that I don't think we get bullied for the right reasons. I think that the Aspie traits make us look more beta than we actually are, and therefore get targeted by people who just think we're easy pickings. Most of the time it's difficult for them to actually bully me because I'm kind of smart. So every time they say something, mean towards me, I have the capability of actually retorting with something making them look retarded. And then they're normally too retarded to understand that they got insulted, and therefore they won't even get offended. They will just like, smarts. In case you haven't noticed, I don't like bullies. Anyway, what I'm saying is, I don't really know what classification I have and other Aspies have. And I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and we're like she told me to think about it some more. She was like, oh, you could make a video about it, but you should think about it some more. And I'm like, well, I don't think I can come to a conclusion on this. There's no real moral. There's no like, oh, you should just stop acting like this. That's not even what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you are bullied in school, or if you're bullied in general, or if you feel pushed down by the world and you have Asperger's, it might just be because you're acting a bit socially awkward and people pick up on it and therefore look down on you. Not because you're worth looking down on, but because that's just how they're trained by nature and society. Yeah, I don't really know if I have a better point than that, but if you feel pushed down, at least maybe now you feel a bit better, because you could be a strong individual, with all the characteristics of a leader and a strong gentleman and a scholar, but still be bullied and feel like crap about it. And that's true about everyone, not just Aspies, but, Do you agree with this line of thought? I do. Do you? Give me a comment, because it's interesting to me. And also, in case you haven't, look at this link. Look at it. Look at the link and then click on it. And then go there and buy that wreath, because it's Christmas time and we want to sell the wreath. Problem is that we live in Sweden, so the shipping to America is a bit expensive. So if you live in Sweden, if you live in Dalarna, we more than happy to send it to you really cheap. So buy the thing if you live in Sweden. That was my plug. Katarina, my girlfriend, made that, in case you didn't know. I'm done with this video. I'm gonna leave now, though. So, thumbs me up, because it helps me grow and stuff. And bye.
Flamengo, minha paixão. Minha paixão. Mengão, minha paixão.